Hello dear friends, let us continue the today's class with the concept of the interference of light. Already in my previous lecture we have seen the interference of light concept in detail. We have seen the theory of the interference of light also. Today's class, with the help of that interference of light concept, we are going to derive one very important 5 marks derivation which can be asked in your annual examination. So what that derivation title is? Derive an expression for the fringe width in case of the interference of light. The question will come in your mind, what is the meaning of fringe width? This fringe width can be explained if you know the Young's double slit experiment in interference of light. Directly fringe width concept you cannot understand. To understand that fringe width concept, you must know the Young's double slit experiment. Young is the name of scientist here. The fringe width expression is, I have written on the board, beta is equal to lambda capital D divided by small d, where this beta stands for fringe width, lambda stands for wavelength of incident light, capital D is distance between the double slit and screen, and small d is distance between the two slits here. You may have the confusion between capital D in between and the small d here, right? You may have the confusion in between small d and capital D. For that you must go for the diagram here. In exam they can directly ask the proof like this: derive or prove that beta is equal to lambda capital D divided by small d. So what is capital D here? Capital D is the distance between the double slit. I have made the arrangement of the diagram for which experiment? Young's double slit experiment. The name itself says here we have got double slit, means 2. So S1 and S2. How many slits here? Double slit. The distance between these two slits is small d. There also written small d is distance between the two slits, and the distance between the double slit and screen is capital D. So that also written here. Now what this experiment will give, that we will see here. So this running chapter is wave optics, where I am representing light by a wave. So wave means you will have the crest, trough like this. So here we have got the crest that I am representing by yellow color. Then I have got the trough that I am representing by red color. Now here I have got the source here. It will emit the wave. So wave I will represent like this here, right? So I have to represent like this: crest followed by trough, right? Crest, trough, and finally at the source S1 and S2 the crest is going to fall, right? The crest is going to fall at surface at points S1 and S2. So S1 is one opening, S2 is another opening. The distance between these two openings is nothing but small d, and these two openings are nothing but here slits here. So how many slits are present here? 2 slits. Now the light is going to fall at points S1 and S2 at the same time. So the S1 and S2, they will behave as the coherent sources. What do you mean by coherent sources? The coherent sources are the sources of light emitting the light of the same wavelength with same phase difference. So the light coming out from S1 and S2 will have the same wavelength, because the light coming from S1 is derived from S, the light coming from S2 is again derived from S. So the same light is going to emit from S1 and S2. So these S1 and S2, these are called coherent sources that we have seen already in my previous classes. Okay, now the light is going to start from S1 and S2. So here at S1 crest is formed here. So at S2 also the crest is formed. Now here trough is formed here. Here trough is formed. So this side also trough is going to form here. Then we have got the crest formed here. This is the crest. So this side also crest is going to form here. Okay. After crest you will have trough. So trough is going to form due to the source S1, and this side also the trough is going to form here. Okay, now after this trough, here again crest is going to form here. Here crest is forming, so due to that this side also the crest is going to form here. And in my last classes we have seen that there are two types of interference here. It is constructive interference and the destructive interference. In case of constructive interference, the light is going to construct, and in case of destructive interference, the light is going to destruct. We know wherever the two crests are meeting each other, or wherever the two troughs are meeting each other, that will give the intensity of light maximum. Means you will have the brightness where the crest and trough will meet, and you will have the destructive interference, means you will have the darkness where the crest and trough they are meeting each other. In short, whenever in this diagram I will get this type of cases, then it leads to the brightness. Why brightness? Because crest is falling at crest and trough is falling at trough. So this leads to what? Brightness. Brightness means it leads to what type of interference here? Constructive interference. We have seen this already. Constructive interference of light is the interference where the light intensity is going to become maximum. Now this is also trough intensity of light is going to become maximum, because plus value will increase, minus then also value will increase in the negative direction. But if you have like this, you will have darkness, because one is crest, another one is trough, one is plus, one is minus, the intensity of light is going to decrease, and you will have here destructive interference, means intensity of light would be less here. So what will happen in this diagram, we'll see. Just see now, where the same colors are going to intersect each other. This is same color, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, again yellow. So whatever the intensity of light we are going to have here, that is the brightness you will have, right? I will draw like this here. It is the brightness. Why brightness for all these points? Because all these points are related to same color intersecting. Same color intersecting means either crest or trough, like this. Now what about this here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it destructive interference? Why destructive? Because yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, like this. So whatever the light you are going to have here will have darkness here. It is darkness. Okay. Now here also same thing here. Opposite colors are matching, red, yellow, red, red, yellow. So if you go on joining this, you will have, right? You will have the darkness here. So brightness, darkness. Okay. Now go for next case. Is it same color is matching here? Yellow, red, yellow, red, again yellow. So if you join this, you will have the brightness here. Here same thing, yellow, red, same colors are going to match. So if you join them, here you will have the brightness here. So is it like this? Condition is like this here. The brightness you are having here, also you are having the brightness here. So here brightness, darkness, right? Again brightness, right? Brightness, darkness, again this side you will have the brightness here. So what is formed here? You have got the central fringe. What this brightness is called? It is called bright fringe. I will write like this here. It is called bright fringe, and this D, it stands for dark fringe. It is called dark fringe. When you have got dark fringe, where the two opposite colors are matching, and when you have got the bright fringe, when two same colors are matching here, right? So this is on this screen you have got the brightness, darkness, means this bright fringes and dark fringes are alternately or successively they are arranged. Alternately means what? After bright you will have dark, after dark bright, dark, like this. Here bright, dark, right? Bright, dark, like this is darkness here, right? This is darkness, this is also darkness here, this is brightness here. Now the distance between successive brightness or the successive darkness is called fringe width, or I can write the fringe width can be defined as, the fringe width can be defined as the difference between two successive bright fringes or the two successive dark fringes. Difference you call or distance you call. If I write like this here, just see, look at the board. This is the beta, beta means what here? Both are the successive bright fringes. So the distance between them is called here beta. Next, this side also, this is darkness, here also darkness. This distance is also called as beta. So what is this beta here? Fringe width, it is the distance between any two successive, word is important here, distance between any two successive bright or any two successive dark fringes is called fringe width. Can be asked for 1 mark. And the unit of fringe width is meter. Why? Because it is the distance here. Now I cannot say like this, the distance between these two bright fringes is fringe width. I cannot say. What is the word important? Successive. So the distance between any two successive bright fringes or the distance between any two successive dark fringes is same. Okay, either you measure the distance from bright or dark. Is it the length of this line is same? Means both are nothing but what? Fringe width. This is also fringe width here. Why? Because these are the two successive dark fringes. This is also fringe width. Why? Because these are these two successive bright fringes. This is also fringe width because it is the distance between two successive dark fringes. This is also fringe width here because it is distance between two successive bright fringes. Okay, so this is your fringe width concept here, and this fringe width formula is beta is equal to lambda capital D by small d. This derivation is very important. Maximum times based on this derivation they will ask the 5 marks problem. Sometimes they will ask the theory, and for theory this is the best choice for the person who is going to set the question paper, right? Very important question. Based on that the problem can be asked in your examination for 5 marks. Okay, now with this we will move for the derivation part of this theory or this experiment. So what is the fringe width? If they ask here, you must tell directly that it is a difference or it is the distance between fringe width, it is the distance between the successive bright fringes or any two successive dark fringes in case of the interference of light. So this is the concept of the fringe width, the distance between any two successive bright fringes or any two successive dark fringes. Where is bright fringe? I told it is for constructive interference. Where is dark fringe? I told it is for destructive interference. Now to derive this I have to draw this diagram again, but I will not make the diagram complicated. I will take the source S1 and S2. See here now I am going to draw diagram this side. The source S1, this is source S2. What you know about these two sources? These two sources are coherent sources of light, and the distance between these two sources is small d. Minimum two sources of light we require to produce the interference of light, right? So I have marked how many sources of light here? 2, right? So this same concept I am going to draw here. See here now, this is how many slits here? 2 slits, right? We are going to have the 2 slits here, and the distance between the 2 slits is what here? Small d. Small d is the distance between the 2 slits S1 and S2. Okay, now these are emitting the light. So here somewhere here I will keep this screen here. It is the screen. Where is the screen is placed? The screen is placed at a distance of capital D from this double slit. Okay, now this is the center of this screen here. This is here we have got the screen, and here we have got the double slit. Is it same diagram I have represented? Double slit, there also double slit, screen, here also I have got this screen. Now this is the center of the screen. Always at the center of the screen you will have the brightness. Keep this in mind, and I proved here by diagram also. Is it? This center of the screen, this is the center of the screen now, which is having the same distance from S1 and S2. So it is the center of the screen. At the center of the screen always we are going to have brightness. Why I can prove? Just see here. I will make the 3 parts in this here. So 1 wave, 2 wave, this is 3rd wave. Here also this is 1 wave, 2 wave, third wave. So what is happening here at this point? Is it crest trough of one wave going to fall on trough of another wave? So trough or crest trough crest trough crest will have constructive interference. We have seen this diagram. Have you seen this diagram or not in my previous class? S1 S2 is a point P. The S1P S2P distances are same. So here if two waves are here also you will have two waves only. So you will have trough crest trough crest means it is for what type of interference here? Constructive. So this is same thing is going to happen at point O. The distance between S1 to O and S2 to O is same. So you are going to have the constructive interference. Again, if you ask me how, I will tell you go by this diagram like this. Okay. Now at point O you will have the brightness, we know, but at point P, which is present at some distance x from O, what type of fringe is going to form, I don't know. At point P there are two possibilities. At point P you may have brightness, or at point P you may have darkness. Exactly what I can't say. The light is moving from S1 to P and the light is moving from S2 to P, and in between these you have got the path difference. Why path difference here? Because we clearly see the distance S2P is greater than S1P. The distance S2P is greater than S1P, and the difference between S2P and S1P is called the path difference, that I am representing by symbol delta. It is path difference here. So here path difference is delta. So which is more path here? S2P is more path. I will complete the diagram here. From S1 I will draw one line on the screen, and from S2 also I will draw one line on the screen, and this is your center line here from double slit to screen. Now clearly I can say, if this total distance is d, then this half distance is d by 2, and this half distance will be also equal to d by 2. We know this, d by 2, and this is also d by 2. Now if I draw one perpendicular line from this S1, then here 90 degree we have. For this I can give the naming as per, you can give any name here. I will give the letter M here, capital M I will give. So this S2M is called path difference, because S1P is exactly equal to MP. Yes or no? S1 to P distance is exactly equal to MP. Can I write here? S1P is exactly equal to MP. So what is this S2P minus MP is called? Is it extra path difference? Right, it is extra path difference. So this path difference is extra. This path difference is extra. So that I am going to write here. And if this path difference is delta, if this path difference delta is equal to n lambda, and next option it is 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. For n lambda you will have brightness, and for 2n plus 1 lambda by 2 you will have darkness. You can never understand this if you not watched my previous video. Directly this video if you are watching, you cannot understand this delta equal to n lambda and delta equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. You cannot understand. For that you have to understand my previous lecture. Now I have to calculate the path difference here. Now we have path difference. What is path difference symbol here? Delta is equal to, what is path difference? What is extra path here? Is it this one? Extra path is what here? Delta is equal to S2M. Is it S2M is equal to S2P minus, here S2M is equal to S2P minus MP. S2P minus MP. So this implies the path difference delta is equal to S2P minus MP, and we know this MP is equal to what? S1P. So this is, I am going to mark as path difference now, and this path difference is equal to how much, that we have to calculate here. And to calculate this path difference, I must calculate S2P is equal to what, and I must calculate S1P is equal to what. and for that clearly you will suggest me the Pythagoras theorem, because S1P, if I want to calculate, this is the point P here, right? This is the point P here. So if I want to calculate this point distance S1P, then I have to move for the Pythagoras theorem, because this is the right angle triangle that I am going to form here. This is the point P here. This is the point P. So what is here? In triangle S1P A, here I am going to mark as A, and here I am going to mark as point B. So is it S1P is triangle? In that triangle I can write S1P square. Is it S1P square I am going to get now? What is S1P square? It is S1A square plus AP square. Okay. Now therefore I can calculate here S1P square is equal to S1A square. What is S1A square? Is it D square, distance between double slit and screen, plus AP square. AP square means I am talking about this distance. I don't know this distance, but can I write total distance is x minus d by 2? O to P is how much? Right? Can I say like this here, the distance AP is equal to OP minus OA? Yes or no? You can see I would want the value of AP because I required here AP. What is AP equal to? Total distance is what? OP. From this OP you subtract OA. OP is x and OA is d by 2. So this is my x minus d by 2 whole square. Right? It is x minus d by 2 whole square. Similarly, what is S2P square? S2P square is equal to, in triangle S2PB, S2P square is equal to S2B square plus BP square. So this implies S2P square is equal to S2B square. What is S2B square? It is again capital D square plus BP square. What is BP? B to point P. This distance, this is D by 2, and from O to P it is x. So this distance BP is nothing but x total plus d by 2. So I can write here x plus d by 2 whole square. I got this. Okay, and here we can expand this because it is a minus b whole square. I can expand this, or I can put in equation number 1 here. Right, this is my equation number 1. Right, now substituting in equation 1 we get substituting in equation 1 we get, what is equation 1? Left hand side delta is equal to S2P, right? It is S2P, but I have got here this formula, or before substituting here, what I will do here, I will subtract these two equations. Why to subtract? Because equation number 1 is S2P minus S1P. So I can write, this is your equation number 2 and this is my equation number 3. Now equation 3 minus equation 2. Why minus here? Because I want to have the equation number 1 where we have S2P minus S1P. So left hand side what here? Equation number 3 left hand side S2P square minus equation number 2 left hand side, it is S1P square is equal to, what is this is here? It is S2P square is d square plus x plus d by 2 whole square minus into bracket, what is S1P square? It is equal to d square plus x minus d by 2 whole square. Okay, this we have to solve now. This we have to solve now. Therefore, what is a plus b? A square minus b square. It is a plus b into a minus b. So it is a plus b into a plus b into a minus b. This is equal to 2 times of xd. This is equal to 2 times of xd. You may ask question how. So for that, just see here. It is d square minus d square, cancel out. What is this x plus d by 2 whole square? It is a square plus b square plus 2ab. Okay, minus, what is x minus d whole square? A square plus b square minus 2ab. If I am writing this for this here, then you do subtraction. Subtraction means what will happen? X square minus x square cancel, d square by 4 minus d square by 4 cancel, 2 cancel, 2 cancels, minus minus what? Plus, this is what? xd, here what? xd plus xd what? 2xd. Right? So this I have written directly to avoid the step, and I don't have the space also enough to write. So this difference, if you solve properly, you will get the answer as 2xd. Now this S2p and S1p, they are nearly same because this distance is small here. S1p is equal to S2p is equal to d here. S1p is nearly equal to S2p and they are equal to d here. So by this I can write S2p is capital D, S1b is capital D into S2p minus S1p, right? Don't write d minus d equal to 0, because I told equation number 1 where delta is equal to what? S2p minus S1p is equal to 1, and this is your path difference delta, which is equal to 2 times of xd as from equation 1. Don't put d minus d equal to 0. Already my equation number 1 is waiting for this S2p minus S1p is path difference, which is going to be equal to delta only. So therefore d plus d 2d into delta is equal to 2xd. Now this 2 would be cancelled, and this implies my path difference delta is equal to x small d divided by capital D. This is my equation number 4. Now this gives the path difference here. This gives the path difference. This gives the path difference, and this path difference can be equal to n lambda for bright fringe, and this can be equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2 for dark fringe, right? So this path difference, equation number 4, can be equal to delta equal to n lambda for brightness, and this path difference delta is equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2 for darkness. I will prove for brightness here, because what is fringe width expression? Where the distance between any two successive bright fringes or any two successive dark fringes. I am going by brightness here. In annual examination also you go by brightness only. For darkness if you go, then also you will have the same expression, but I am going to go for the darkness here, brightness here. Darkness, even if you use, you will get the same expression, right? I hope this derivation is clear to you. Now still I need the diagram, so I will keep that as it is. So here this side I will clean now. I hope this is you have understood. Now if at point P we have got the bright fringe, if at point P we have got the bright fringe, case 1 here, case 1, if at point P we have got bright fringe, I told the two options, no? At point P you may have brightness or you may have darkness. Right now I am moving for brightness here. If at point P we have got brightness, then this delta path difference is equal to n lambda, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on up to. We have seen this in my last class. Now from equation number 4, what is delta is equal to? X small d by capital D is equal to n lambda. So this implies x is equal to n lambda capital D divided by small d. Right? Now I am writing this for nth bright fringe. For nth bright fringe, xn is equal to n lambda capital D by small d, and for n plus 1th bright fringe, for n plus 1th bright fringe, I will write xn plus 1 is equal to n plus 1 into lambda capital D by small d. So I am writing for n plus 1 bright fringe, xn plus 1 is equal, where n is there you write n plus 1. This is lambda capital D by small d here. Understood here? My expression is what? Xn is equal to x is equal to n lambda capital D by small d for nth fringe. This is xn is equal to n lambda capital D by small d. The moment I write a n plus 1, here I have to do n plus 1 only. So it is xn plus 1 is equal to n plus 1 into lambda capital D by small d. Now we know the fringe width is beta. It is equal to distance between any two successive bright fringes. Is it the distance xn plus 1 and distance xn, these are the successive bright fringes, because nth fringe and n plus 1th fringe, nth fringe and n plus 1th fringe means they are successive bright fringes here. What is distance of n plus 1th bright fringe? xn plus 1. What is distance of the nth bright fringe from the center of the screen? xn. So xn plus 1 minus xn will give me the distance between any two successive bright fringes. Understood the point? From center, where is the n plus 1 bright fringe present? At a distance of xn plus 1. From center, I am talking about this here. Suppose this is xn plus 1 bright fringe. Next bright fringe is somewhere here, having the distance of xn. So from origin to this point P, xn plus 1, right? And this point is what? xn. So origin to n plus 1 the bright fringe, and from origin to nth bright fringe, so xn plus 1 minus xn. Can you get this distance here? The distance between two successive bright fringes here. So that's why I wrote here distance of n plus 1 bright fringe minus the distance of nth bright fringe from the center of the screen. So from O to point P, xn plus 1, from O to this next bright fringe is xn distance. So this total distance is xn. From that, if you subtract this much, will you get this one? Xn plus 1 minus xn is equal to this, and this is your bright fringe, because this is the bright fringe width here, because this is the distance between the two successive bright fringes here, xn plus 1 minus xn. So this is equal to, what is xn plus 1 here? Can I take lambda capital D by small d common? Lambda capital D by small d common. In bracket, what remained here? It is n plus 1 remained, and here minus only n remained. This n will be cancelled, and this gives the fringe width beta is equal to lambda capital D by small d. And this is my proof here, I have written here, right? This is the same proof here we are having. Beta is equal to lambda capital D by small d. Once again this I will tell. Let this is the brightness, darkness, like this here, okay? So what is happening here? At point P, which fringe is formed? Bright fringe. What is the distance of this bright fringe from the center of the screen? xn plus 1. Understood? Now what is the next neighboring bright fringe here? Previous one, is it this one? This distance I am marking as xn. So from origin O to this point P, distance is xn plus 1, and the neighboring successive bright fringe distance is here. So from O to this fringe, xn plus 1, minus from O to this fringe, so total OP, xn plus 1. From this, if you subtract this much, will you get this one? And this is what here, the distance between two successive bright fringes, which is nothing but fringe width here, which is equal to beta equal to lambda capital D by small d. So this gives me the expression for fringe width, right? This is your today's class now. To increase the fringe width, you have to increase the distance between the two slits. No, to increase the fringe width, you have to increase the distance between the double slit and screen, and to increase this value of beta, you have to decrease the small d. Can be asked the question for 2 marks here. How the fringe width can be doubled? So the fringe width can be doubled by make this capital D 2 times or make this small d half. So this beta fringe width depends upon the capital D and small d. If this fringe width, if you want to increase, you increase this capital D, means you increase the distance between the double slit and screen, or you decrease the distance small d, where small d is distance between the two slits here, okay? This is can be asked for 2 marks here. Now this I will prove for dark fringe here, not needed for, but for your clarification I am going to write here for case 2. For case 2, last one, if at point P we have got dark fringe, and we know for dark fringe your path difference is equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. Now here what is delta here? We have proved just it is x small d by capital D is equal to what? 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. So this implies x is equal to 2n plus 1 lambda capital D divided by 2 small d. This is the distance for nth dark fringe, because this number is n here. I am going to prove for dark fringe here, and my definition says either you take the distance between two successive bright fringes or distance between any two successive dark fringes, the distance should come same. So we will see whether it will come or not. For n plus 1th dark fringe, it is equal to 2 into, instead of writing n, I would write here n plus 1. plus 1 into lambda capital D divided by 2 small d. This is for nth dark fringe and this is for n plus 1th dark fringe. And what is the fringe width definition? It is the distance between any two successive bright fringes or any two successive dark fringes. Now this fringe width can be written like this: beta is equal to distance of n plus 1th dark fringe minus nth dark fringe. So these are the successive dark fringes. So this is going to be equal to lambda capital D by 2 small d is common, I can say. So lambda capital D by 2 small d is common, in bracket 2n plus 1. So can I bring this 2 inside? So 2n plus this 2 plus 1 minus 2n minus 1. Why minus? Because this minus will be applied to all this bracket here. See, 2 into n, 2n, plus 2 into 2, 2, plus 1 as it is, minus 2n, again minus 1. So if I write this here, this 2n gets cancelled. Okay, this 2n gets cancelled. Now this 1 cancel. What remained here? 2, and this is 2. So this 2 and this 2 gets cancelled. And what the expression for beta now? So this implies beta is equal to lambda capital D by small d only. So how these two brackets are same. This is the fringe width for bright fringes and this is the fringe width for dark fringes. From this, what you concluded here, the distance between any two successive bright fringes is fringe width, or the distance between any two successive dark fringes is also fringe width. And we can say like that, the distance between any two successive bright fringes is exactly equal to the distance between any two successive dark fringes. Means in case of interference of light, the bright fringes and dark fringes are equally spaced. In your exam for 5 marks derivation, you can prove for only bright fringe. For dark fringe, if you have the time, you prove, otherwise you leave, nobody will cut the marks. But in exam, if they ask like this, prove that the fringe width is same in case of bright fringes and dark fringes, then you have to write everywhere, everything you have to write here. Right, so this completes your today's class. The interference of light concept I have completed today. Right, now we left with the next two phenomenon here. One is the diffraction of light and last one is the polarization of light to complete this chapter. So up to now this chapter we have finished the reflection of light, refraction of light, interference of light. These three we have completed. Now only 2 points are left from this chapter, that is the diffraction of light and polarization of light. Then we will have the chapter finished here. Okay, so this is your today's class. Now in the next class we are going to solve the problems based on this today's derivation. Thank you.